Good afternoon. Welcome to the Carl and Jacquice show. I'm Carl.
And I'm Jacquice.
And this is our show about relationships, dating, and family. In the future episodes, we'll go into a topic jar filled with all of your suggestions for things that we should talk about and also a couple of our own. And so, in order to... Did you just
No.
Did you just beat me?
No.
Did you just ding me?
I did not.
Oh.
I did not ding
That comes
him.
from Toastmasters.
I did not ding him.
You say that. But that comes from Toastmasters, whereas if you have a long pause or if you say stutter, things of that nature, filler words and other things like that, you get dinged with the bell. So I thought she was dinging me.
I didn't ding him.
Well, it sounds like you was dinging me, but it's all good. What was this motion for?
Can you just talk to the people? I wasn't dinging you.
All right, fine. It's hi, people. I'm going to talk to you guys. Because, I don't know. But anyways. All right, getting back to the situation. Basically, what we'll be talking about is topics. So, of course, it's going to be centered around relationships and dating and family. I think we know a couple of things about that, being that we've been together for so long. How long? Tell the people how long we've been together.
This guy's been in my life for 17 years.
This guy.
He's been in my life for 17 years. We've been married for 12. Soon to be 13 years this December. But we've been together since we were 18.
Facts. It's a long time.
It's been a very interesting ride.
We out here. Of course, we have a lot of fun, ups and downs and things, but we enjoy ourselves. So if you think about it, we've actually been together since we were 18. And being that we just had birthdays, that was 17 years ago. And so basically she turned 18, and a couple weeks later she met me. And of course, you see what happened after that.
He accosted me. He accosted me.
Accosted? Of all the words you could use, accosted is where we going with? That's where we going with this?
What do you call that?
I thought it was
back there in the break room.
I thought it was some lyrical pimp juice, but apparently that's not what it was.
Lyrical pimp juice?
I'm just saying.
As if I would ever fall for anything like that.
You never would. In fact, the craziest part about it was I looked at her and I was like, yo, I am going to get your phone number. And she was like...
Carry on.
Walked away speaking to herself saying, can you believe this guy? And there was nobody else there. So, 17 years ago, we went out on our first date. And this first date was unlike your normal, typical 18-year-old 18-year-old
First date.
A couple teenagers. And we hadn't been 18 for that long. She'd been 18 for about a couple weeks. I'd been 18 for about a month and a half for some change. Whatever. So we were very young, obviously. But on this date, we treated it kind of like...
a life interview.
A life interview. You know, we spoke about what our expectations were, which a lot of adults, even our age, don't even think to seek that information from one another. Well, let me share with you what my expectations are. And I'm curious to know what your expectations are with me or with our relationship or with what you expect life to be. And so we took the time to get to know each other on this date. We took the time to find out each other's wants and needs, our must-haves, our must-never-haves. So it was pretty in-depth. I mean, we went into some very specific things about,
Our future.
Our future. First date. Remember this, first date. We talked about children, how many and if any children we wanted to have.
Surprisingly, neither one of us really wanted children.
Neither one of us wanted children.
But now we have two beautiful children, 10 and 12, and I would not trade them for the world. Right. They keep things very interesting around here.
Very interesting. You'd be surprised how many times this video has been edited due to their shenanigans. But I'm going to keep that to myself. And cry alone. I shall cry alone. Okay, so let's talk about a couple other things. So we talked about how long we've been married, right? It's 12 years going to 13. That'll be in December. We've been together for 17 years. We met. Where did we meet? You want to talk about that?
At Steak and Shake.
Boom.
We worked together, believe it or not. He was the new guy. I was there first. And I came to work one day and this guy just wouldn't stop looking at me.
Listen, I'm not a creep, all right? But if you remember the old Steak and Shake uniforms, never mind. I'm joking. But no, what drew me to Jacquice, on a very serious note, if y'all could stop laughing, what drew me to Jacquice was not the Steak and Shake uniforms. Like I said, I'm not a creep, and if you do see the Steak and Shake uniforms, they're not flattering, okay? They really aren't. But it was her way of expressing herself to someone in a very strong and demanding way to let someone know she didn't appreciate something that they were doing to her, but she didn't use any curse words, and this was very odd for me. So let's keep it moving, because she's going to kill me. All right, what else we need to talk about? Children, so they're 10 and 12. The girl is 10, the boy is 12. And you'll notice that we call them the boy and the girl. Has nothing to do with that Netflix movie. The coolest thing about our relationship is that no matter how many jokes I make, it doesn't matter. Jacquice will laugh at the least of them. And everyone else thinks I'm funnier than she does.
In my defense, I do that to professionals also. You could do this for a living, and I will not laugh at you unless I think it's absolutely hilarious. That's when I will laugh out loud.
Yeah. LOL is a serious thing with Jacquice. It's not regular.
It's not so much that it's a serious thing. I just don't think everything is a laugh out loud worthy situation. Is that so wrong?
No, it's so Jacquice.
Is this about Jacquice or is this about the Carl and Jacquice show? I'm confused. What are we doing here?
Are you feeling boxed in?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Can we please move on?
Let's talk about me. What's up? Salutations.
As you can see, he's crazy. This is what I have to deal with every single day.
We out here.
You know, I have to sift through all the jokes to get to the truth and the serious. And sometimes it takes like 2 or 3 times of asking the same question before he's like, okay, I better answer her seriously before it's a problem. Sound familiar?
Listen, I'm feeling boxed in right now.
Oh, all of a sudden? That happened real fast.
Hey, listen, it goes both ways, right? In and out, up and down, whatever.
We are completely opposites, but we absolutely 150% complement each other. This, by far, is my absolute best friend. I would not trade him for anything in the world. Now, that, to me, is the best foundation for every relationship next to Jesus. You have to first know who you are. You need to know the Lord and build a relationship with the Lord. And then when you find that someone that you feel like you can be with for the rest of your life, build a friendship, people. Because when we grow older, everything that may have attracted to you to that person physically, all of that stuff starts to go out the window at some point. And even if it doesn't, what can always be true is how you feel about each other, that personality that you have, that friendship, that bond that you built together.
Preach.
That right there is so important. If something were to happen to him, I would feel like I lost my best friend. Seriously. If something were to ever happen to this relationship, it would be more than just a broken relationship between a husband and a wife. I would have lost my best friend. That's a tough breakup. That's not something that I'm willing to, go without. So that's why we have to put the work in every single day of our relationship so that we can make sure that it continues to grow and it grows stronger and stronger every day. That's what this thing is all about. That's what we want to show our children. That's what we want to show our family. Yes, we go through things. We have our troubles. We have our problems. But guess what? We go through it a different way than we would have 10, 12 years ago.
Talk.
In our relationship when we first started. Even though we built that friendship, even though we had that great foundation, we still had our ups and downs. We still had our roller coasters, and sometimes we still do. But what I've noticed over the years is how we go through things now is very different than the way that we did in the beginning. And that is very important, and that's something for you to focus on.
Absolutely. I mean, there's no way to really follow that. Everything that you said is all true. It's all facts. You know, and I appreciate you saying that if the relationship were to dissolve, it would be a big deal. And so because of that, because we understand that, we're not gonna let it dissolve over something trivial. And we're
not gonna let it dissolve over anything.
I'm gonna go with that. I like that. Well, the thing is, most relationships dissolve over trivial things that grow into bigger foolishness that have nothing to do with that initial thing.
Sure.
And so what we tend to do is we harp on the little things to protect the relationship before things blow up and get bad. And when things do get bad, we take a step back. We breathe, we give each other that space. We have a lot of different tools that we use to separate ourselves from the situation so that we can always come back and speak, give our grievances, our apologies. We don't let things fester over a week or two. And when I hear about these
24 hours.
24 hours is the time frame, you know. We try to not go to bed angry because that's really the best way to do it. But definitely within that next 24 hours, it needs to be resolved. There shouldn't be, well, I haven't spoken to my spouse in 2 weeks. It's like, what?
Don't you sleep with this person?
Don't you?
Houseway. That I don't understand how that's a thing.
Yeah. And so put your pride aside, because if you be really honest with yourself, aside from yourself, your spouse is that second most important person to you in your life. Because it's always me first, right? That's just how we're built, self-preservation. But then your spouse is really an extension of yourself. So you should be able to, if you can put your pride aside for yourself so that you can make sure that you eat today or make sure that you do what you need to do for yourself, you should be able to do the same thing for your other half. So you should be able to put your pride aside and say, hey, listen, I looked at that totally wrong. The way you're seeing me right now, this is not how I meant what I said. Or overabundant plethora of different ways to look at it. So you just have to remember, like, this is a marriage, yes. The reason why we don't have the word marriage in our bio is because everything else that we're speaking of encapsulates a marriage. You have relationships, you have dating, you have family. Just because you have a family doesn't mean you should stop dating. Just because your relationship has grown into a marriage doesn't mean you stop dating.
As a matter of fact, that means you should start dating more. You have to make the time to date, because it's really easy to push that to the side, that part of your relationship to the side, and just get so complacent with doing your regular daily, I have to do A, B, C, D. Well, guess what? I have to date. My spouse needs to be on that list also.
That's a fact. I'm with that. You gonna date me? You gonna go out with me? I'm gonna go out with you.
You can get it.
I go, whoa, that escalated fast. How fast, fellas? All right, I'm gonna focus. Hey, how you doing?
What's up, guys? We just want to stop back in and just to say thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate the support. We appreciate the engagement. We just wanted to stop by and let you know where you can follow us to send your topics as well as your scenarios, any questions you might have. Where can they do that, Carl?
Well, they can follow us on Instagram at the Carl and Jacquice Show. They can also follow us on Facebook at the Carl and Jacquice Show as well. You can send your topic ideas in a text to 352-577-CARL, also known as 352-577-2275. And lastly, you can email us at askcarlandjacquice@gmail.com.
Remember, guys, God loves you, so love yourself first so that you can effectively love someone else. Be blessed.
Enjoy yourselves.